Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Roman, and I just got back from an early Thursday night screening of Captain America the Winter Soldier. And I'm going to try and be as quiet as possible because it is 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm not trying to wake everyone up. So, anyways, I'm just here to give you my spoiler filled review. So, for those of you that clicked on this video not expecting spoilers, although it will be in the title, you better not get mad at me because I told you right now, this is going to be full of spoilers from start to finish. My favorite parts about the movie, my least favorite parts, and there's not very many. Um, but yeah, let's get right into it. Captain America the Winter Soldier. What a great film. What a great movie. I was intrigued from start to finish. Chris Evans, great. Scarlett Johansson, hot and great. Robert Redford. I've never seen Robert Redford act before, but he did amazing as Alexander Pierce. Samuel L. Jackson did great as usual. Sebastian Stan knocked it out of the park with Winter Soldier. Anthony Mackie was phenomenal as Falcon. George St. Pierre did great with Batroc at the beginning of the film. And the acting was on point. The dialogue between the characters was great. Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans worked great. Very, very well on film. On camera and all the scenes they were in. They did a phenomenal job. I definitely give them 2 thumbs up for that one, maybe even five. But this movie was freaking great. The action, like I said, the dialogue, the story, the everything. Everything about this movie was great. Although there is not a major issue that takes away from the fact that I give this movie a 9 out of 10. The fact that I felt that they underused the Winter Soldier slash Bucky Barnes. I just felt like he was a little underused. I felt like they should have done more with the character. Although every scene he was in was great. Every action scene, whoever choreographed these action scenes deserves some form of Academy Award. They need to make choreography for action slash fight scenes or something because the fight scenes with Winter Soldier and Captain America were freaking great. Even every fight scene, even if it wasn't with Captain America Winter Soldier, when Nick Fury was getting attacked by SWAT members in cop cars, and that was amazing. That was one of the best parts of the film, with Captain America fighting Batroc and all that. Everything, even Black Widow scenes, Falcon scenes were almost the best, one of the best parts of the movie. But yeah, I felt as if they underused Sebastian Stan's acting ability as Winter Soldier slash Bucky Barnes. I just, and that's what really doesn't make this the best comic book film to date. Although it is up there, it is now in my top five uh, comic book films to date. I just felt as if they underused them in a way to go more upon their story. I wish they could have capitalized more upon the fact that this is Captain America's ex best friend basically, and he's a big part of Captain America Steve Rogers' past, and I just don't think they capitalized well enough on that. I just thought it was a little underused, and that was my least favorite part of this movie, and that is my only least favorite part of this movie. The movie was very well paced. Um, the CGI was very, very well done. I'm glad that they used Captain America's shield a little bit more, and I'm really glad they went with the whole political thriller type of aspect of this movie because it really kind of shows us that we are never going to be safe. Like with the more technology we're getting, the more likely it is, to get hacked, to get overrun. Not by Hydra specifically, because Hydra does not exist as far as we know. But I I love it. And the Russos, Joe and Anthony Russo, did a phenomenal job. And I'm so glad they're coming back for Captain America 3. I this movie was freaking great. I love this movie. Is it better than The Dark Knight? No. A lot of people have been speculating about this movie being better than The Dark Knight, and this movie is not better than The Dark Knight. And that's in my humble opinion, the tiebreaker for The Dark Knight being better than Captain America: The Winter Soldier is the fact that Heath Ledger's Joker performance is hands down one of the greatest performances of all time. Every scene the Joker was in The Dark Knight was the best parts of the movie, and he almost basically stole the show in The Dark Knight. Now, when Sebastian Stan, Bucky Barnes slash Winter Soldier showed up, his scenes were good too, but there wasn't much dialogue with the character, and I just I didn't I felt as if Alexander Pierce was almost more of a villain than Winter Soldier because just the dialogue and the all of that, it just kind of felt absent, and I just didn't feel as connected to the whole fact that this Winter Soldier just wanted to kill everyone. And he did show it. He did show it through his action scenes, and you can make a case for that. But I feel as if the dialogue lacked within the character of Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier. I mean, he only really had just like little one-liners, like towards the end when the helicarrier was crashing into the Shield headquarters. He was just basically like, "No, you don't know me," and stuff like that. It just felt kind of dull, and that's why The Dark Knight is the more superior film. The Dark Knight was, uh, I felt, a more whole film. This movie is also very close to a whole film. I just thought the villain aspect was kind of left out. I mean, his name is in the title, the Winter Soldier, so I felt as if it should have focused more on that. I mean, I don't know. That's just me. You can go ahead and leave your comments down below, your opinion on the whole Winter Soldier type of thing. But that's just my opinion. That's the one thing I take away. But it definitely doesn't take it away from how great this movie was. The end credit scenes were great. The first one with the Germans slash Russians, whatever they were, they have Loki's scepter, and I didn't know that. Like, I was expecting Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, but I wasn't expecting Loki's scepter to be there with one of the Infinity Gems. And that kind of blew my mind because how did they obtain Loki's scepter? Which they'll probably explain in the beginning of Avengers 2, maybe not even in Avengers 2, maybe in Thor 3 or Captain America 3. Now, when they were talking, and then they were talking about Loki's scepter and stuff, they have like the greatest power, whatnot, all that, and then they started talking about the twins. You know, everyone who's a big fan of the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe got really excited as soon as he said twins, and it showed Quicksilver running into a wall and Scarlet Witch, you know, using her powers to move around cubes and eventually smashing them. The animation for Quicksilver is really cool. I really like it. Although it's kind of basically a knockoff of the Flash from DC. But that mid credit scene was great. I'm really excited for Avengers 2. Elizabeth Olsen plays Scarlet Witch, and she looks really cool. And then Aaron Taylor Johnson, who is in Kick-Ass and the upcoming Godzilla film, he plays Quicksilver. So I'm really excited. That was awesome to see that. Then the very end credit scene with Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier, going to the Captain America Museum, reading on Bucky Barnes' past because he was, you know, obviously Captain America's best friend. I thought that's really setting up for a Captain America 3 film, as in, like, Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier, is going to team up with Captain America to fight the enemy, whoever the enemy may be. And I guess I can kind of give my predictions later on what I think will happen in Captain America 3. But Falcon, as you can see on screen, was awesome. He was awesome. He was my most anticipated part of this movie because every little scene he had in the trailers and previews and stuff, he looked really cool. His scenes looked awesome, and I wasn't expecting as cool of scenes as I saw in the movie because when he was jumping off the helicarrier and his wings were locked in and put away in his suit, and he was just free falling, and then he pulled out the wings again to start flying. That was so awesome. How he shot and then jumped backwards off the helicarrier, that was really cool. Every scene Falcon was in was great. Anthony Mackie did great. I hope he returns more, and I hope he returns in Avengers 2. I don't think they will because it already kind of is a loaded film, but superhero-wise, a loaded film now with the addition of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch being a part of Avengers 2 as well. I hope Falcon gets added into the mix. I don't know if Anthony Mackie signed a contract with Marvel to how many Marvels to appear, and I guess I could look it up. You could look it up yourselves. Leave down in the comments below and help me out. Um, Scarlett Johansson, oh my goodness, she has to be one of the top 5 most beautiful women I've ever seen, and she did great. Every actor in this movie did great, and she also did very well as Black Widow because, as most comic book fans know, most Marvel fans know, that Black Widow always kind of was this under the radar type of character. Can we trust her? Can we not trust her? And they really showed that in this movie, and I really like that because in Avengers and in Iron Man 2, she kind of just came off as like the good guy, but in this, she kind of could possibly be a bad guy. I know they won't do that, but that's what they kind of showed for the general movie-going audience. They'll probably be like, oh, she might be a part of the bad guys. She might not actually be there to be helping and whatnot. So I thought she did really well. She's extremely gorgeous. She's really hot. Her action scenes were great. Every guy in the theater, when she would walk away, was just like, damn, you know. It was pretty cool. Everyone was very intrigued, was very into the film when they first revealed Bucky Barnes was actually the Winter Soldier. Everyone was taken aback, and I already had known about this twist in the movie because it's just something I knew. I saw it on IMDb, Flickster, Fandango, all that. So I mean, I kind of already knew it beforehand because I played past Marvel games and Winter Soldier would be there and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I mean, gosh, there's nothing much more I could really say about this film. It's great. I highly, highly recommend you go see this film. If you have not seen it already and you just wanted to watch spoiler-filled reviews, go see it. Go see it. Go with a bunch of people. I want to go see it twice. I probably will end up seeing it multiple times. And it is the best Marvel film to date. It is a very well-rounded film. I think the only downfall is Sebastian Stan's Winter Soldier character. I just felt that they didn't capitalize enough. And that's just my opinion. I mean, that's why film is subjective. We all have our own opinions, and that's my opinion. It does not, let me tell you this again, it does not take away the fact that this movie is freaking great. It's not my favorite comic book film, but it's in my top 5. And I'll give you my order right now. Number 5, now being The Dark Knight Rises as my 5th favorite comic book film, knocking the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man to number 6. Number 4 is Thor: The Dark World, which was originally number 3. And now number 3 goes to Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Number 2 being Man of Steel. Yeah, I'll probably get a lot of hate for it, but I loved Man of Steel. And number 1 being The Dark Knight, which is my favorite film of all time and also my favorite comic book film of all time. This movie just kind of just, the villains in Man of Steel and The Dark Knight definitely are the tiebreaker from being better than Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Michael Shannon, who played General Zod in Man of Steel, was astounding. Astounding. Heath Ledger and, what's the actor's name that played Two-Face? I'm totally drawing a blank right now. I do not remember his name. Oh, Aaron Eckhart. Aaron Eckhart. He did great as Two-Face. And Heath Ledger's performance as Joker, they were unprecedented. Unprecedented, and there's been nothing like it before, and I don't think we will see anything like Heath Ledger's performance as Joker in a very long time. And that's the only thing that takes away, that's the tiebreaker. I want to say this movie is better than Man of Steel, but I enjoyed Man of Steel so much that that Winter Soldier just lacked the villain. It kind of just lacked more of who the main villain was, and I just felt as if they didn't capitalize enough. There wasn't enough dialogue with Bucky Barnes' character. I think that takes away because General Zod really had that. It really showed why he's doing this, why he's going after Superman, why he wants to kill Superman, why he wants to ruin Earth. Heath Ledger's performance as Joker shows why he's doing that, why he wants to create chaos, what his strive is. And you can kind of understand Winter Soldier's strive as a villain because he's basically brainwashed by Hydra to do these things, although he really doesn't want to because Captain America is his best friend. And I mean, he even saved him at the end of the movie. He pulled him out of the water to, not die from drowning. So that's the only thing. And if I see this movie more times, maybe I'll bring it up to number 2. But I've seen Man of Steel 3 times. I've watched Dark Knight millions of times. But I've only seen it once, so that my mind could change over time. I'll definitely be seeing this film multiple times. I'll probably buy it on Blu-ray when it comes out on Blu-ray. And right now, it is the best film of the year. Will it be the best comic book film of the year? I don't know yet. We still have Amazing Spider-Man 2, X-Men Days of Future Past, Guardians of the Galaxy, and I believe that is it. If you want to count Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as a superhero film, but that won't even be close to Amazing Spider-Man, X-Men, and Guardians of the Galaxy. I think this movie is definitely going to make budget. I believe this film had a $170 million budget, and it made $73.5 million, I think, overseas past weekend when it was released. This movie is probably going to make, it's estimated to make $500 million, so $500 million. Well, they already announced a sequel. And my predictions for the Captain America 3 will probably be this. Marvel signed Sebastian Stan to a 9-year Marvel contract. That doesn't mean he's going to appear in 9 Marvel films. It just means that whenever they need him to show up, that he has to because it's a part of his contract. So, Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes will reappear again in Captain America 3, and I believe he will be there to tag team alongside Captain America, Falcon, and Nick Fury to stop the Red Skull. I think the Red Skull is going to make his final appearance in Captain America 3 because in Captain America 1, he kind of just fell into a little portal like Loki did in Thor, and Loki reappeared in Avengers, and even at the end scene of Thor. Red Skull fell down through a portal, and we haven't seen him since. What I was hoping for in this movie is Red Skull would appear as Alexander Pierce, but that may have seemed a little too obvious because someone like me who pays attention to the Marvel films would have expected something like that. So I'm glad they didn't do that, but then again, I really want to see Red Skull because he's such a great villain. So I think he's going to appear in Captain America 3. I really hope he does. And that's pretty much all I have to say. 9 out of 10. 10 thumbs up. Chris Evans knocked out of the park as Captain America once again. I'm really excited to see him in Avengers 2 Age of Ultron. Sebastian Stan could have been a little bit better. Bucky Barnes' character, I thought, could have been a little bit better, but it does not take away from this movie. His action scenes with Captain America were on point. Black Widow, great. Scarlett Johansson, hot as hell, did great. Anthony Mackie, great. Nick Fury, Samuel L. Jackson, great. Alexander Pierce, Robert Redford, great. And the Kobe Smulders, who played Maria Hill, was also good with the scene she was in. I'm glad they brought her in for a little bit. But if there's another one thing I could take away from this, I thought the agent that lived across the hall from Steve Rogers, I think her name was like Agent H or whatever, I don't remember. I wish they could have gone more in depth with that character because it looked like they were going somewhere with that character and they kind of just ended it after the shootout in the control room of S.H.I.E.L.D. headquarters. But like I said, it does not take away from the film. This film was freaking great. I'm probably going to go see it a few more times with whoever wants to go, with my friends if they haven't seen it yet. I'm definitely down to go again. Yeah, third favorite comic book film of all time. Definitely the best movie of the year so far. And I don't think this movie is going to make the most money this year. I really think Amazing Spider-Man 2 appeals to a younger audience more. So I think it'll make more money. Kids will want to see it. So, ticket sales obviously are very pricey. So I think it's just going to make more money box office wise. But film wise, this movie will probably be the best of the year. I was expecting this movie to be great. I've heard great things about it. And it ended up being better than I expected. I love this movie. Go see it if you haven't seen it. If you've been here for the 20 minutes that I've been talking, I thank you so very much. I really wanted to come home and do this at 2 o'clock in the morning. So if you would like, please give me a like. Leave a comment down below. What are your thoughts on Captain America the Winter Soldier if you have seen it? If you have not seen it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more reviews coming out. I'll be going to the movies three times during May. I'll be seeing Amazing Spider-Man 2 midnight premiere. I'll be seeing Godzilla opening weekend, and I'll be seeing X-Men Days of Future Past opening night. I've already got that planned. I know it's only a month away, but I gotta prepare for these movies. I'm a big movie fan. I would love to be a movie critic when I got older, movie journalist, something along those lines. Something I love. I love film. I love superhero films. I love all kinds of films. Besides the horror genre is not my cup of tea, I guess you could say. But yeah, I really hope you enjoy this. I hope you stayed for the 20 minutes. I hope you enjoyed me talking about Captain America the Winter Soldier for 21 minutes. So, like I said, leave me a like if you liked the video. Leave a dislike if you completely hated the video. If you don't agree with my points of view, that's completely fine. That's why film is subjective. We all have our own points of view. Go ahead and leave a comment on what you think about my opinions. Go ahead and leave a comment about what you think about Sebastian Stan, Winter Soldier, Chris Evans, all that mess. And share the video. Get the word around. Get the word around that Captain America the Winter Soldier is the best movie this year. Get the word around that this movie deserves a lot of love and that people should go see it twice. And also keep in mind, this movie is the best Marvel movie to date, ladies and gentlemen. It has beaten out the overrated as in the movie was good, but it gets too much love, the Avengers. So I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys enjoyed. My name is Roman, signing off. It's 2:10 in the morning. I'm going to get some sleep. Talk to you guys in a month.